Hello, hello. So, I'm probably just gonna sit here again and kind of just talk and kind of let my thoughts get out. Because I really don't know what else to do, like, other than talk about how I'm feeling and what it is that is bothering me, or at least what is making things worse or not, or I guess maybe at least trying to figure out what I need to do. But it's hard because, like, I don't think. I don't think I'm gonna get, like, past this. 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 It's like a feeling of, like, super deep depression, but, like, not. It's like something that I don't know if I'm gonna ever recover from. And it makes it hard to try and understand my feelings in a way that I can actually try and fix them. Because the other day, like, I, I've just felt really depressed. And again today, which was basically twice this week, three times this week. And it's it's not easy. It's not easy trying to make sense of something that sounds so simple and dumb or complicated or not complicated, I meant. Because it should have been easy. It should have been easy to get over it. And it's not that simple. It's been like 8 months. And I still cannot bring myself to even attempt to, like, go on a date with anyone. And I know that that sounds dumb, but it's just there won't be any resolve for me, any fix for what happened and why I'm even doing any of this. I like it feels like I've been talking about it kind of for a long time, and I have, but I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I like it doesn't matter what I do, it just always comes back, that those thoughts, the idea of what I'm feeling, and kind of just like what a waste of time it was. What a waste of time I spent and effort, and trying to come out of my shell, and it kind of just proves a point to the like that I was right to give up on dating, like years ago, like since high school, like 12 plus years. I was right to give up on that. People just, I don't know, they're not meant to understand. And it it really does feel like I shouldn't have ever been in that relationship in the first place. I just feel dumb, like ignoring everything that told me that this person doesn't care about me. Because before, like, I really did think that they did care. We, we had conversations, we talked all the time, like every day, and it felt like it made sense, and it like towards the end it just didn't. It it really hurt. Like at the very end though. Like after the breakup. And and I think that is the reason I am the way I am, and I do what I do. I just don't trust anymore because of what people tell me. And I don't know. I really didn't see a reason anymore after we broke up. And I'm talking like months. Because I still had a hole, like, in my heart, in my mind. And, like, I'm scrambling to find a reason that makes sense to me on why someone like that would put me through so much stress and depression and guilt and frustration and sadness and make me feel the way I did. Because I know that those words that she had always told me that she would say to me, they never meant anything. The I love yous, the you're adorable, you're, you know, handsome, those didn't mean anything to me. There was no meaning behind that, in my opinion, because I told her that I didn't believe in that type of stuff, that like any of those words. And I don't know, it just makes it so much worse. The more I think about it, the more I think about how much I wanted to try and how much I was putting in my effort, and how little acknowledgement I had gotten and how little effort was coming from the other end. It it just didn't make sense when it came to the point where it felt like it felt like I wasn't the person that she was seeing anymore. Like, as me. It felt like the relationship that she wanted to have with me wasn't one she pictured with me. And it wasn't something she was willing to try and have with me. Because it turned 180 so fast. And it really broke me. 3 months after it ended, and I had gotten a chance to talk to her, and she told me that she was doing fine, and I was clearly depressed and still am. She told me that she was going on dates, or at least talking to other people, and I couldn't even bring myself that close to disregarding our 2.5 years together. And she told me she had a good time on her previous date, that they were going to keep talking, and, I kind of figured it was done. And I really didn't want. I didn't. I just didn't want to be the like an option. Like I didn't want to be weighed against that again. Especially if someone had been with me for those 2.5 years. It just didn't make sense. Like, and despite everything that she had told me, I think there were still underlying reasons. And I don't care if I'm wrong or right. Her actions were definitely questionable. So I did not, you know, I didn't want to deal with that. And it was a couple weeks after we had gotten to talk that she told me that she had considered getting back together with me. And I I still don't believe her. I really don't, because how can you how can you break up with someone, tell them you're better without them, and tell them that you're dating someone that they're happy with and yet still tell them that you were considering going back. That to me sounds toxic and so disrespectful. And I could see it coming. I just really tried not to believe that it was coming. And there were so many like signs that it was all gonna happen eventually. And I just chose to ignore them. Or at least I chose to ignore them like halfway through. But it just didn't make sense from like the very beginning when I think about it. And then when I chose to ignore them, more problems kind of came up and more issues with our relationship were being blamed on me. When I was trying my best. When I thought I was trying, I still got pushed down. And I still have feelings for this person. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand why someone could do something so horrible to me, to cause me pain for 8 months and more if you consider the time we were together. But in my own opinion, that is what I considered true love, was enduring the pain that someone you love is causing you. Except what I don't believe in is making a big deal about it. And I guess my way of getting over it is making a big deal about it. Because maybe it's gonna help me push past all of that negativity that I got, because I really don't think I deserved it. Maybe sometimes, but that doesn't mean that it should have gone to like such extremes of doing this to someone. It just really hurt. It really, really hurt. and I can't even like move on, which sucks. Like, it is impossible for me to even look into another person's eyes without feeling like I'm being treated the same way that she treated me. Like I'm being judged, or like I'm being put under some kind of assumption that I'm I'm just not me or something, or I'm not showing my true self. And I think maybe there is some truth to that, but that was part of my self-defense mechanism, I guess, at some point. So maybe, I don't know, because I kind of just space out and live, and sometimes the things I talk about don't make sense and I forget, and I'm not a smart person when it comes to, like, I guess the basic social aspects of life. I guess I am, but I don't want to comply to them. Fucking, my brain doesn't want to work like that. And I just miss, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if or care if she ever finds this and like actually respects my opinion or does any of that, because she's like non-negotiable. But I do hope that she finds some kind of happiness on whatever path she decides to take, because her family is fucking depressing. And not that I wanted to be a savior, but I wanted to help in some ways, and I thought I did. I guess that's what I get for going for like someone dysfunctional. I've just been so fucking depressed about it. And it just keeps happening. And I wonder when it's not going to be depressing anymore for longer periods of time, when I'm actually going to be happy. I've tried everything. I've tried exercise. I've tried walking for hours just to get my mind off of things. I've tried talking to people. I've tried basically therapy. I've tried, you know, like the good old playing video games and taking your mind off shit. I've tried, making music. I've tried, honestly, I've tried eating my depression away. I hate eating when I'm depressed. I've tried working. That doesn't help either, because then it makes me more frustrated and depressed. And I've tried everything, and including drinking, and drinking doesn't help either, because it just reminds me of how depressed I am. And there's really no fix. And there's nothing I can do mentally to get rid of this frustration I have with how hung up I am on this thing. This waste of my time. Because I truly believe they're never coming back to me again. Because if they wanted to, they would have done so by now. She would have said something, she would have apologized at least. And she never does that. Her apologies don't mean shit. If she ever does. Because she keeps acting out and being the same way she is as a normal person. I may act out as a drunk person, but at least there's an excuse. And she doesn't want to accept that that's an excuse. Like some people I know. But I never really I never really have that want to act out when I drink. It just kind of comes out when I'm pushed to a certain misunderstanding, or when someone starts getting like pushy with me. Other than that, I really wanted to be more compassionate as a person. And I stopped drinking for a long time. And I started back up because I remember that some people don't have compassion. They don't love the way that I feel love. They don't live the way that I think can make me happy. Not that I'm basing my life on what other people's lives are, but it does affect me, and it's hard not to live my life based on how people treat me. And if she ever does watch this, I'm not your dad. I'm not your dad. And I can prove that to you in so many ways. Including, I don't know if I want to accept you back. And that's why I didn't. That's why I couldn't accept it back then. And love is hard. I don't think I can ever move forward believing that love can exist. I don't think I'll ever really understand what it means to have a real relationship, because I thought what I had was real, and I don't know if it was anymore. I think that I was in love with someone who just didn't know what love is. Maybe if she figured it out, if she actually, like, truly figured out what love meant between two people, the desire to stay together, desire to understand, maybe, but I almost feel like she's beyond that point. She's she's always been beyond that point before we even got together. I don't even know what I'm saying. She's never really had that understanding. She always wanted to disregard my feelings. She tried a couple times, but it's not like the true love that I thought we were having. I just wish I could have gotten something out of it. I wish there was something that was positive that came out of that relationship. Because if I look back, 20 years from now, thinking, yeah, those were the best 2.5 years of my life, when I'm 50 and single and alone and depressed, There is no positivity from that. And so what do I have to gain? Which is my current thought on thinking about this. I want to have some positivity out of this. Something. Do I understand what a relationship is? I thought so. Do I understand now? No, I think I understand less. Did I do my best? I really think I did. Was it enough? No. Can I do better? Probably. But I don't think I'm gonna find someone like that again. And I will continue this by saying I have been drinking. I've been drinking since what, 3? For the last 5 hours. 6 hours. Almost. And it has not been a lot. Well, at least not the point where it would I guess it not to the point where it would make me sick or uncontrollable or whatever, but it is to the point where I think I'm gonna have health issues again. And that really is the only thing I've been doing. And I think that brings me to my final point. That every time that I had asked for a true, valid response, and only gotten arguments against, was what was the reason. And it was always drinking. And when I brought up arguments against it, there was the response of, I don't know. And that really hurt, that there was no trust in those moments. Like, it really hurt. because I spent 5 days which is not a lot, but it kind of was at the time. Did not drink, and I actually felt good, and I actually felt happy, and I actually felt worth it. And like, I felt like me. I spent those 5 days with her, and she kind of like straight out denied me of lying to her, and it really bothered me that she couldn't tell the difference, or maybe she didn't know the difference. I don't know, but it wasn't the only time. It wasn't the only time that I was sober and she mistreated me as if I was drunk. And it definitely started to lead to problems that made me feel like I was a piece of shit. And again, it hurt. And I don't think that drinking is healthy, but it helps me personally in some ways. And I think that's why I have like started again at some point after not drinking for a long time, because I needed to let my thoughts out, and I was bottling them up and not saying or doing anything. It did a lot to me, but I guess the fact remains that if drinking is who I am, which is the person that I had always been since I met her, she loved an idea of me and not me for me. Then she started to relate it to the alcohol, and kind of took it away from there. She was after that, it was relating it to her dad, and then relating it to the trauma. And I can understand the trauma, but don't if someone drinks, don't relate one person to another person, especially someone who causes your trauma. That's It makes me feel like I'm causing trauma, and I'm and I probably was, but there's also like the fact that she went to therapy and her therapist was also saying like don't talk to him and stuff, when I think she wasn't giving full context, or she wasn't giving my side of the story because she didn't know it. So it makes it hard knowing that her therapist was giving her advice to stay away from me or stop talking to me based on her experience with me, because she just wasn't talking to me about it. She wasn't doing anything about it. She wasn't actively trying to like say, hey, like, are how many drinks do you plan to have tonight? Not how many drinks have you had tonight? Because she would always ask after there were always problems. Not not before. There's proactive and active, and just it didn't seem like she wanted a healthy relationship with me. But it doesn't mean that I can't move on. Or it doesn't mean that I can move on. It like I'm really stuck thinking about all of that, because she put all of that responsibility on me. And I felt like she never did anything to change any of that. She did a lot to change herself, and I was very proud of that, but I definitely feel like I was blamed for the ruin of our relationship. Especially since she wanted, she had thought about getting back together after our breakup. That that didn't sit right with me at all either. As if she had a choice. She never asked my feelings about getting back together. She never asked my feelings about how we broke up. She never asked my feelings about any of that. All she did was express herself, and I understood them. And I respected them for the most part. I respected them until it didn't sit right with me. And every time I've talked to another person, another female who's close to my age, it is really hard just to even say, "How are you doing?" Because I used to really want to know how she was doing. And when someone asks how I'm doing, it's even worse because she never asked me that until I was already sedated or it was too late. Just fuck, there's so much pent up bullshit. She really didn't give a fuck about me, in my opinion. There were so many times that said it set wrong with me that she would disappear, or some of the conversations we'd have, some of the things she would say. And she wouldn't say them in a joking way. She would say them in a very, like, normal herself kind of way. Like if we were calling each other and she had to go do something, she'd say, "Oh, forgot you were there." After hours. And they're whoever she's talking to was talking about like deeply serious personal stuff, and shouldn't be like shared with me, I suppose, but maybe she thought so. I don't know. Or times when she, "Oh, gotta go." I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it anymore. In my opinion, she had no regard for my well-being. And while I cared about hers, she only cared about hers. Even after we broke up. I do feel like shit. I feel like shit because I talk negatively about her when she brought me such happiness. But the fact is that it has been 8 months, and It's probably going to be longer. I am probably going to feel sad for so much longer. And she will either never know, or she will either never care. Because when I expressed how she makes me feel when she did that, she blocked me, deleted me, removed me from everything. So she either never cared in the first place, never cared at all, or doesn't want to acknowledge that I have feelings. And that's just what I have to think. She doesn't understand I have feelings. I have emotions. People make me depressed. 2, people can make anyone depressed. I don't think she ever understands that. And maybe she never will, because she apparently has disregarded this entire relationship. And all I did was love her. And it hurts to know that I love someone who doesn't love me. Oh, even when I think back, when I tried to express our love publicly, she didn't like it either. That was dumb. That was really dumb. And I don't care if I'm right or wrong, and how I'm feeling. I don't care if God judged me to be banished to hell or heaven. Banished to heaven. Banished to hell or sent to heaven. It doesn't matter to me, because I believed in what I believe in, that I thought love was real, and I'm not a religious person at all, so it sucks. It sucks. I love someone, It sucks that I love someone. Again, after so many years, and giving someone a chance. And I really, really think that if I were Jesus, rapture right now. Not because of the relationship, but because of everything else in the world. It's a pretty good moment. And right now, I feel like I'm pretty drunk, and I did want to make a point that I did talk to her like this pretty often, and she enjoyed talking to me, which encouraged me to talk to her normally, and it felt like the more sober I got, the less she wanted to talk to me. So that became pretty hard. But she talked to me like this for 2 years out of our 2.5 years of relationships. Our relationship, the other, I suppose. Because I don't know what the fuck she was doing on her side. If she could handle this and I don't know, endure this, then I don't know why it was such a big deal. Because I never I never I never heard her that way. I might have after we broken up, but I don't care if we're in a relationship. I loved her. I need to go. Well, maybe instead of going, I might start talking about other topics. Because I have nowhere to go to. But But I loved her. She apparently doesn't exist anymore. According to everything I've reached out to. And I guarantee she's already given up on me. If she hasn't, I don't think she hasn't. She's given up on me. She's already fucked some other guy. Probably fallen in love. And what can I say? Women are women, right? No faith, no trust, no respect. They kind of just do whatever the fuck they want, don't they? No, I'm here right now. I'm right here right now because I saw something else. I don't think anyone Cassandra. Cassandra. Hurts. It hurts trying to say their fucking names. Oh, I'm done. Mm. Mm. It's okay, Cass. I'm not gonna forgive you. It's never gonna happen, but I hope you have 10 horrible facial surgeries and 10 kids with someone you don't love. And I hope you regret it. Because when you thought you were pregnant and I caused it both times, you were worried that we would have fucked up children or something. So goodbye, Cassandra. Goodbye, because I love you. And because I fucking hate you. Thanks for causing so much pain. I don't know when I'm going to stream anything or record again. But thanks for being at least you sometimes. And thanks for being my guide to hate you, I suppose. You dumb fucking bitch. Fuck you.